Oh, all right. Hello, hello. It is Tuesday, and it is about 5:02, 5:03 p.m. Central Time. So if it is not that time, and you're hopping in here, and it's not Tuesday, 5:02 Central Time, then you are not watching this live. And I'm gonna be out here for just a little bit, maybe not too long. I don't know exactly how long I'll be on here, but for just a bit, I'll be on here talking until someone shows up and basically forces me to go to work. So if you are in here, stop in, say hello. We can talk for just a bit until I have to get off. And yeah. So I hope you guys have had a good week so far. I know it's only Tuesday, but hey. But yeah. It's been a pretty good start to the week so far for me. Yesterday was decently productive. I've been dealing with a little bit of a toothache, but I'm all good. Started the morning off this morning with a good 6-mile run, and that felt pretty good. Taylor Mills said, "Hey there, man, it's been a minute." Yeah, man, hope you're doing all right. It has been a hot minute, man. But yeah, it was a productive morning for me. Started off the day with a good 6-mile run, just kind of waking up the right way. I'm out here at work right now. Just when someone shows up, then I'll hop off here and get to work. And then gonna be another early morning tomorrow. I'm gonna go run a good distance, run another class in the morning. Got some training stuff tomorrow, actually. And then, yeah, so this weekend I'll be out in New Iberia, Louisiana, for Gulf States Wrestling. Myself versus Rhett the Threat, who is a mainstay down there, so it should be pretty good. I know he's been in the business for quite a while, so it'll be a good match. I'm excited about that. And then I'm trying to remember what I have after that. All my days are running together as usual. So, but I got some pretty cool stuff coming up. As usual, I'm like in the situation of playing like, the waiting game. So any news on me with the NWA, time will tell. So that kind of goes in line with, again, the waiting game thing. So, but it's been, so far the wrestling year has been pretty good to me. I can't really complain much at all. I know I haven't done a whole lot like on major stages this year or whatever, but I cannot complain about what I've done. I've had some pretty good matches. I've wrestled some good talent. I've helped some younger talent kind of progress a little bit, and I've been having some fun, man. So I cannot complain at all about that. So it's been good. I've just stayed busy, and I'm just trying to take care of myself as I go about this journey of pro wrestling. I am entering in my 14th year very soon. Right now I'm at about 13 and a half years, so in January I will hit my 14th year of doing this. I'm closing in on doing this for half my life. I started when I was 15 years old, and I'll be 30 next year. So it's pretty crazy to think that basically for half my life, almost half my life at least, that I've been in this industry, and it still feels like I'm that young kid that was just trying to learn something, you know what I mean? Surprised about the All-Star Junior Fest? Yeah, well, we'll see. I know I never got contacted for it, so we'll see. I'm just kind of right now in a state of, again, along with the waiting game, that's another one. I'm kind of in a weird spot with basically almost every major company, NWA, New Japan. It's just I'm at the mercy of their schedule and at the mercy of them contacting me back, and that's just this business. And I have people all the time that reach out and they're like, "Hey, you should go here, you should go here, you should do something here." And to the casual fan, I wish it was that easy. I wish I could just like, bust into, the Performance Center and be like, hey guys, I want to match with Seth Rollins. And then it happens. Like it seems like there are some casual fans that think that that's just how it happens. And that could not be any further from the truth. If it was, then you would be seeing a lot of these guys trying to make a name for themselves on the indie scene on TV every week. And that's just not how it happens. It's very hard mentally. This business is very mentally draining, especially in a case like mine where I've done stuff for basically every major company, and you're told for over a decade that you'll be signed like next month, but yet I'm still here on the indies doing my thing. And it's not that I don't enjoy it, and it's not that I don't enjoy the journey, but I will say that it just being told that, it kind of makes the reality of like, then you're asked the question of, well, why are you still on the indies? And it's like, I wish I had an answer, bud, when I'm told that I do everything right. So it's hard, but it is what it is. James Rossetti said, hey Barrett, love your work and hope you're having a good day. Hey man, I appreciate that. Yeah, so far so good. The week's been good to me. I'm just doing my thing, man. I've recently just developed a new, not really like lifestyle, but a new mentality when it comes to like training and working out and stuff like that. So as far as training goes, like that's constant. That doesn't stop. But as far as like heavy weightlifting days goes, I've adopted more of a Mike Mincer mentality to focus on, like when I do work out, it's very intense, low sets, but the intensity is at the maximum, just strictly for the process of breaking down muscle tissue to build, and then focus on the recovery aspect. That's my mentality right now. I think that a lot of people, and when I really listen to Mike Mincer's approach, it makes a lot of sense. And his approach is mostly about, unless you're doing like copious amounts of like anabolic steroids, then you can work out for hours every day. But if you're natural like I am, like I pretty much refuse to do any kind of steroids, then you have to focus on the recovery, because if you just keep doing this for 2 hours a day or so on, then you're just going to break down the muscle. And that makes a lot of sense. And so I'm focusing on my recovery. I'm focusing on keeping myself healthy, my diet, just my body moving. So yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm just in a experimental phase with it right now. So Patrick Moore, did I wrestle for AW yet? Yep, I wrestled for them twice. I debuted for them on Rampage against Butcher, and I wrestled on AEW Dark against Josh the Goods Woods. So, and that has been posted a lot on my social media. So, but yeah, I wrestled for AEW twice. And to answer other questions that were coming up, I'm in like a waiting limbo stage with both New Japan and NWA. So we'll see what happens. I would love to run it back with Kerry on NWA Power, and who knows, maybe I'll pop into NWA 75. They did put out, you never know who's going to show up. So you never know. LC Mox said, haven't spoke to you since our match. Much respect. Respect, man. Hold the torch proudly. But I may be seeing you soon. So don't get comfortable. That's all I'm going to say. Let's see. Taylor Mills said, you ain't lying. I've tried to just break in 3 times already. It's hard to do. Yeah, I mean, man, just breaking into the business is hard in itself. And I think that's kind of like where I try to keep my sanity when I am in like kind of the mental rut of wondering, well, why am I not signed yet? And it's just kind of like, well, I've gotten this far. I've done, I've had a lot of people just like tell me how much I've helped them and stuff like that. So that helps me out too. But it's hard, it's just hard. And I think that that's what the casual fan doesn't realize, is how mentally taxing this business actually is. But it is what it is. I'll keep doing my thing, keep progressing, and just keep moving forward. That's all you can do. And I've just got to practice what I preach, because I've told guys all the time, I tell them all the time that, you want to have a destination in this industry, obviously. I mean, we all do. But you have got to enjoy the journey to that destination, because if you don't, you'll get burnt out very quickly. I would have left a long time ago if I didn't enjoy the journey, because I've been on this journey for about 14 years, and it has been a long road. So, hey, Demo, you grow up, bud. All right? You grow up. Patrick said, I didn't make it into wrestling. I wonder where it went wrong for me. I mean, there are a ton of things that could have happened, man. I mean, sometimes you can't pinpoint it, because there are too many things. I mean, it's almost like in this industry, the stars have got to align in so many facets to make it just in one form or another. So it's hard to do. But I think that making it in wrestling is also a subjective term. I think that everyone has a different definition for what making it in this industry means. Like, if you notice, I haven't really used the term making it as far as I go. Like, I've talked about getting signed, but I haven't talked about making it. I think that making it, for me, is getting to a point to where I can realistically say that I would be happy stepping away, and knowing that when I step away, that I will have left my mark on this industry in some kind of a positive way, and that I will have helped it be better than it was when I stepped into it. At that point, that's when I can say that that I've made it. And I think that I'm on a decent track to do that. I've had a lot of people that have said that I've helped them, and I've said it before. I know that other people say, and it's kind of a cliche, but this business legitimately gave me a purpose. This business legitimately saved my life. This was the be-all, end-all for me. I did not have a plan B. And now that I'm in a position of slight authority to help people and to kind of give my knowledge to others, if I can give back to it in that way and either help train people or give advice or try to help someone get an opportunity, or whether that means just like, wrestling someone to help them progress in some way, if that's my way of giving back, then that's what I'm going to do. I absolutely love wrestling newer guys now, because I was that new guy that begged to wrestle guys that were better than me. Not better than me, but guys that knew more than I did, because I wanted to learn what they knew and the way that they did certain things. And now that I'm in that position, I love doing that, because I just love to see, whenever a light bulb moment happens for someone else, like it happened for me. I love that. I love that so much. Demo Diamond said, on a real note, thank you for being in the ring. Thank you. Being in the ring with you brought out an intensity I never had. I knew I had, and a real drive to be better. Good deal, man. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, if I can help you realize that there's like another gear on that peg you can like reach, like that's what I love. And I've seen it in you, I've seen it in Mox, I've seen it in Eddie Martinez, like a lot of those guys that I really tried to get in there and test at DFW All Pro while I was in my reign of terror. You know what I mean? My goal was to test all those students that I got in there with and to see what they were made of. There are a lot of other guys that I would have loved to have defended that title against while I had it, and to test them as well. But I will also say that that's probably the last time you're going to see me at All Pro. You may be seeing me a little bit sooner than you think again at All Pro. A lot of people were posting farewells and stuff, and I was just like, I'm just gonna let them think that I'm leaving, because this is kind of funny. Like, I may have lost the title, but who said I was leaving All Pro? Like, so I was getting, like, it felt like I had an obituary or something in a newspaper, like around the Dallas area, and they were like, "Thank you, Barret, for everything." I'm like, I haven't died, guys. I still, what do you mean? Did I, like, okay. So that was kind of funny. But I will say that getting those posts and those messages were very humbling. But I thought it was really funny because I was just in my head like, they legit think I'm leaving All Pro right now. And I enjoy that locker room. I enjoy wrestling there, and I never said that I was leaving. So, and for all that anyone knows, I may win the title back the next show. Mox may not be done with me. I may not be done with him. So, let's see. So, wait, the school info. Yeah, the school info. That's right. I've got so many things I keep forgetting to send to people. I'll have to do that, man. That's my bad. So let's see. Emilio Guzman said, "It'd be an honor to step in the ring with you. When I started this business 8 years ago, I've seen nothing but your name everywhere. With your knowledge in the ring, I'll definitely take advantage of it. Hopefully I'll see you soon." Yeah, man. I would love to mix it up with you, man. 100%. I appreciate that too. I think that's one of the main things that a lot of guys that ask me any like advice whenever they start venturing out is just to get their name, at as many places as possible. Because, if you're not on TV every week or every month or, whatever, no one's going to really know who you are outside of your little bubble. And I think that's where a lot of guys kind of get like a lot of anxiety in the business if they get comfortable in their area. And then, like, after a few years, they go out of state where no one knows who they are because they haven't heard of them. And then it's just like, oh, these people don't know who I am, And then it's not as easy in front of strangers. But, traveling around, like, that's the hard part. But whenever you travel and you start getting your name out there, it becomes easier. And it's fun, too, because you start to realize, how crowds respond in different areas and different places. So it's almost like, in Austin. In Austin, if you do like really cool, flashy stuff, or you've got guys that do all the hardcore stuff or whatever, it's like you go to Austin, or let's say, for example, like if you go up to California, like someplace in California, they're all about like run and gun flippy stuff. But if you go to like the Bayou, like the deep south in Louisiana, they won't know what they're watching. But if you punch someone in the face, they'll go nuts for that. So there are different strokes for different folks. You know what I mean? It's really funny how different people respond. And what's weird is I think that Texas, especially like in the DFW area, it's almost like a melting pot of basically every type of wrestling fan. That's why, weekly places like MPX, also Lone Star Pro, who wrestles out of there too. You've got Hot Pro Wrestling that does stuff in Waco area and in Austin. I would say, DFW and VIP Wrestling as well. Those are places that they try to give you every type of flavor of wrestling to appeal to every type of fan. Because around Texas, again, it's a melting pot. That you have fans that want to see every style. So if you can book a card in Texas that has, a good cruiserweight match, a good women's match, maybe a good tag team match, you may have like a rumble, you may have a big man match, or just big meaty men slapping meat, and then some kind of like a really technical showcase or a hard hitter, which is more of my style, then, you kind of appeal to everybody, and maybe even some comedy stuff thrown in there. You got people that appeal to, and it's such a cliche, it's such an old comparison, but I will still use it because it's just so true. It's like ice cream. Everybody loves ice cream, but everybody has their favorite flavor. And, you know, there may be a match that it's the equivalent of vanilla ice cream. Like, let's say that's the technical aspect. It's plain, it's normal wrestling, and some people may not like it as much as Rocky Road, but there are some people that like the classics better than the others, and they prefer vanilla ice cream. And, I mean, that's just how wrestling is. Everyone has what they prefer. And I'm more of high-intensity, hard-hitting, and going in there and making this a physical contact sport. Like, that's just what and, you know, a little bit of technicality, too. I think that's, you know, so, and I will go ahead and plug it, August 19th at the Houston Premier Arena, myself and Brian Keith, part 2, that's exactly what that's going to be. We're going to beat the snot out of each other, and I cannot wait. And I would be hard-pressed to say that after that match, if you don't consider that one of, like, the new premier rivalries in Texas wrestling, then I don't know, because our first match was a showcase. One of my favorite matches I've had in a long time. And that was the first time we had ever touched. And I can only imagine what part 2 is going to be like. And I don't think that there's going to be a Houston Premier Arena left after that match is over. So whoever's going to book part 3, then just be ready for a showcase, because it's we can probably take this all over the country and make some kind of money. So we even talked about that after the match too, because it was special. It really was. Let's see. Emilio versus Barret. I'm down, dude. I'm down. Granny Hulkster, I miss you guys. Jason said part 3 in December. Don't tempt me, dude. Is it different than what? So is what we originally talked about out? Just vaguely comment yes or no. Is what we talked about before next? Because I know that we talked about something else. But if you can make me and BK part 3 happen in December instead, I'm not. You said so it's iffy? I'm curious what that means. You'll have to DM me then. I don't know. Hey, I will gladly take a match with me and BK. Not sure if you're doing anything with TSW, but I'd like to see you go up against Soda Pop. Oh, I wrestled Soda Pop in my debut for TSW, as a matter of fact. Picked up a win against him, too. He's another guy that I was very impressed with. Soda is a very good talent. Got a great style. Always has phenomenal gear. Great charisma. And he always gets better in his moveset, his fluidity, his confidence as well. So, yeah, I would love to run it back with Soda as well. Soda Pop is top tier. You know why he goes by the Prince of Texas, right? Greg Birchfield said, hello, Barret. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm having a decent week so far. Can't complain too much. I'm staying busy. Yeah, it's been good. LC Mock said a ladder match. Listen, let's talk about ladder match for a second. Last time I had a ladder match, I got a third eyebrow. You see that right there? Last time I had a ladder match, I got a third eyebrow. So I'm not too fond of them, but I will do them. I will do them if this is right. So, but I'll do them. I don't mind. And like, I'm just making jokes because that was a total fluke. Because I was supposed to be in this match for like 20 minutes, and that happened like 2 minutes into a match. And when that happened, it split so wide that my manager at the time, she was like, I rolled out of the ring, and I just, my entire right side was just like, I could see red. Like, I had a red film over my vision. I knew I was like busted wide open. And I was on the floor just in pain. I was like, how bad is it? And she was like, I can see your skull. I was like, yeah, well, I'm out. So I went and got like 15 stitches, something like that, and got it closed up. So now I got a third eyebrow because of it. So Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun time. Oh, Gino. He told you so, y'all. Just know that he told you so. Gino is a guy that I see all over social media, a guy that puts in that work, a road warrior, a guy that ain't afraid to travel, ain't afraid to talk his nonsense. He's the definition of a pro. I'll say that. So Gino is one of those guys that I want to get in there with ASAP. We were supposed to, I think, a few times, right? And just like scheduling conflicts, never let it happen. But man, I love to fight you for one of those 85 belts you got floating around, my guy. So I think me and Gino would tear it up somewhere. So Gino, keep doing your thing, bud. I see you. I respect what you're doing, but just know that one of these days I'm coming for you, and we're gonna tear it down, bud. Let's see. How do I feel about indie guys getting used as jobbers on TV and big companies? I mean, I don't know how I feel about the term jobber. I see it more as an opportunity for guys to get seen. If there's a buddy of mine that can get on TV in some way, even if it's like a security gig, I'm so happy for them. I don't get why people get bitter about guys that get kind of cool opportunities. They get bitter and they get jealous. It makes no sense to me. I get happy for them. I don't see it as a detriment unless like they're a well-established name and then they just kind of get used for no reason. But if it's someone that's kind of relatively new in the industry and they just want to be seen, and I mean, dude, you could like that one moment, depending on what they do or how they sell, how they take a move, could change their life forever. Look at James Ellsworth at the time before whatever else happened with him. I won't go into the controversy, but because people saw him and the way that he moved and just how he looked, his one moment with Braun Strowman got him booked all over the place. So who knows? I'm happy when guys get opportunities like that. Adam Shirley said, I'm a pro wrestler in Arkansas. I've had 5 matches total. Currently working as a heel for a small company, trying to help them grow. Any advice you give me? Thanks. Just keep doing your thing. You are starting this journey, an amazing journey. So I would say take in as much advice as you can. Have guys that you respect in the locker room watch everything that you do. And I would say, tell them, like, I don't just want to hear, hey, good match. Like, tell them what you did wrong. Tell them what you did wrong. Tell them what you could have done better and apply it. And then, and then you'll start learning, like, your style and what to and what not to listen to, because sometimes you'll hear advice from guys that maybe don't really know better, but you know not to listen, and maybe you do the opposite of that and you can get better. It's a very experimental business in like how we form our styles, but also like the veterans, if they truly care, they won't just tell you, hey, good job. They'll say, I would have done this way instead of that, or I would have done this a little bit different. Here's how I would have done it. So I would say get your reps in, tell people to watch, listen to critique, and just naturally grow. And above all else, dude, you're a pro wrestler. Have fun. We're supposed to have fun, but also stay safe. Keep your opponents safe. It's the main thing. Go learn. You're on an incredible journey right now, and enjoy it. Let's see. Duke, what's up, man? Let's see. Duke said, next time I see you, I want you to chop me. I'm going to start a series where I get chopped by wrestlers. You want me to be the first. Goodness gracious. All right. Well, I mean, all right, I guess, man. But with that said, I have someone showing up right now. So that means I got to get off here and I got to get to work. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday. So if you're heading home from work, whatever, be safe. And I will talk to you guys again very soon. Much love. Have a great evening. Goodbye.